I'm Dr. Padilla, and we have been talking about transforms in Vega-Lite, and the next transform we're going to talk about is a filter. I use filters all of the time, particularly with large data sets. Essentially, what you want to do with a large data set is to look at just a subset of that data set, and filter is going to allow us to do that. It's going to be very useful for this data set that we've been looking at, which shows total deaths for various countries based on different natural disasters. In its current form, it is very hard to look at, so what we want to do ultimately is to filter this down and just look at the countries with the highest death ratings. So here is the code we actually used to create this bar chart up here. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to copy this down, or take a look at our previous videos where we created this code. Okay, so the way we are actually going to do the filter is we are going to add within this transform here, we are going to add what's called a window. So we'll add a comma to the end of this, and we'll start with Vega-Lite window. And what this is going to do is it is going to calculate a value across this aggregated group. The reason that we're going to use window is because we already have this group by function. We've done a calculation across it. So we'll use window to create a new value that then we can call later. We'll do a new calculation essentially. So we're going to call it rank. Okay, so this is basically just creating a rank and saving it as rank. And now we're going to use it to filter. So we'll do VL, Vega-Lite, filter. And we're going to specify the datum as rank, which we just created. And we want that to be equal to or larger than 10. When we run that, what happens is it is giving us the top 10 countries, and it had just done it in alphabetical order, which is fine for now. We'll fix that in just a second. But essentially it is filtered for just the top 10 countries in alphabetical order. Now what I'm going to do just right away is, now that we have a smaller data set, I'm going to switch the X and Y values so that it's a little easier to see. Okay, there we go. This is kind of a more classic way to visualize this data, in part because, as we've talked about in various videos, our visual system is very attuned to finding differences in position. We're using the encoding of position, and visualizing the data horizontally in position is actually easiest for our eyes to pick up on versus vertical position. So this is a preferred method. Now, as I pointed out previously, this is not ordered in the way that we would like it. We would actually like this to be based on the countries that have the highest deaths. So what we can do here is we can add a sort, as we learned about in the previous video, and we're adding it to the rank that we created with our window function. So we'll do a sort VL sum, and we're going to sort it based on the total deaths. I'll just copy it from here. And then we want to order this, as we've done in the past, with descending. Okay, so far what we have here now is we have the different countries selected that have the highest value in terms of deaths. It's not ordered yet in terms of the highest number of deaths, but it is selected as the highest number of deaths, or the top 10 highest number of deaths. But notice at the very top we have Africa. Now, Africa is not a country, it is a continent, and you'll often see this with real-world data sets where the data will be a little messy. So in this case, what I want to do is I want to filter out the value that I don't believe is relevant to this country organization. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to try to guess how you might do that. How might you try to filter out Africa among this list? Okay, maybe some of you got it. What we would do is add another filter here. So we could do VL filter. And what we're going to filter for is datum country. And we are going to say not equal to Africa. And you have to spell country correctly. There we go. So just removed Africa, okay? And you can do that with any of these really any value within your data set. I find this to be very helpful when dealing with messy data. There might be certain values that are not appropriate to be visualized within your data set. Okay, so we have now the top 10 countries minus Africa, but they're not sorted. They have just been pulled from the data set. The way we'd actually go about sorting it, as I'm sure you have guessed, is we're going to sort this country field here. So we're going to sort it based on VL sum, just like this, essentially, just like this. And there we go. This is really just a small glimpse into everything that can be done with filtering. It's very powerful, especially when you have messy data. In the next video, we are going to cover the transform of join, which will be useful if you want to combine different data sets together.